Alright guys, Will here from ZaltekReviews.com. Today taking a look at one of my favourite micro brands, and that is Nodus watches. What can I say about Nodus? I've reviewed quite a few Nodus watches over the years, and to be honest, there's one which was the original Duality that I reviewed. I wasn't even doing YouTube at the time. I was just doing the written stuff. And to be honest with you, when I first introduced my elite list on my website, that the original Duality has been on there since day one. And today we're going to have a look at the follow-up, the Duality 2. So, is it any better than the original? Let's find out. Right. The Duality 2, like a super compressor style dive watch. You can have this as two. You can, when you're ordering it, you can pick the type of bezel that you want. You can have the one that I opted for, which was the 60-minute dive time style bezel, or you can have the 12-hour dual time bezel. Personally, I like 60-minute dive. Obviously, that's why I ordered it. I did actually pay for this watch. However, I did get a discount because obviously I'm reviewing it. So that hence the promotional tag, just to be totally transparent. Just so you know. Right. Price of these. They're expensive. I think this is the most expensive watch that I've reviewed since day one that has a Miyota 9015. Off the top of my head, I could be wrong. But anyway, the Nodus Duality 2 comes in with a retail price of $800 US. So, it's no cheap. But then, spoiler alert, it is very good. Right, so let's get into it then. I'll give you the full specs and talk you through the watch as I go through it. All my own measurements as per usual. Right, let's get into it then. Oh, I better move the watch so I can put my crap down on the left. Right, case diameter, 39.8mm. A total thickness, including the sapphire, of 11.2mm. Lug to lug, 47.3mm, and the watch has a 20mm lug width. The total weight with the bracelet sized up for my 6 3/4 inch wrist is 136 grams. So not overly heavy. Excuse me. Just had my breakfast, apologise about that. Right, the movement is, it's a fully regulated by Nodus in-house. To a tolerance of plus or minus 8 seconds a day. I did put this in the time grapher and it came in at bang on 0. So, total flatline. Which is, you can't get any more accurate than that. Which is, I mean, happy days. Can't complain at that, can you? Not all are going to be like that, but they give it a tolerance of plus or minus 8 seconds a day. I was lucky. The movement itself is the Miyota 9015 automatic, 28,800 vibrations an hour, 24 duals, hackable, self-winding with a 42-hour power reserve. Right, the case. high level of finishing, and obviously build quality is phenomenal. It is a Nodus watch after all. Brushed on the sides, polished chamfered edges, and let me try and show you a bit closer. Look at that. Undercut on the bottom as well, it's also polished. I really like when brands do that. But it's the level of the actual finish itself. The brushing is super fine. The polishing is like a ball hair away from like the best I've ever seen. You can also see it on the bezel there, the polishing. It's really, really nice. These watches are a bit, I would say they're underrated. Comparing it to the rest of like what other micro brands bring out and all the rest of it. This isn't quite like up to Christopher Ward or, oh bollocks, what's the name of the brand? Oh, the higher end. Oh, I can't remember. Oh, Monta. That's the name of them. They're not quite at the level of Christopher Ward or Monta, but they're very, very close. Very close. I would say, I mean, I've not reviewed, but I have looked at the Jack Mason watches. I think that was Jack Mason. I'll put it up on the screen if I've got that wrong. I have looked at that, and I thought, quality of finishing is really good on those. But they're pretty much below Monta and Christopher Ward. Know that Christopher Ward's a blooming micro brand. You can't really put them in that class. A boutique brand, I would say. Right, I'm waffling a lot of shite, and I'm only, 5 minutes in? After that, 7, 6, don't know. Gotta see the counter thing on the camera. Right, so the case, brushed and polished 316L stainless steel. I showed you the quality is fantastic. Next up, the bezel. It's an internal bezel, as you can see, operated by the crown at 2 o'clock. This crown, in fact both crowns, they're screw down, which is fantastic. Sometimes you get these super compressor styles and the main crown is screw down, but then the bezel crown is not, which is kind of weird. However, both of these are screw down, and I love see that like black anodized knurling on the sides, quite chunky, but I like a chunky crown. They're just so much easier to operate. Both crowns are signed, obviously. You got that, it's like a Duality logo, that's what they've got. It's similar to the logo in the case back that I'll show you shortly. And obviously the Nodus logo on the main crown. Superb. The bezel is bi-directional, by the way. Obviously I picked the 60-minute dive style markings. It's fully loomed as well, by the way. Not the dial, but the bezel, internal bezel, all the markers are loomed. But I'll show you a loom shot in a wee bit. Did I miss anything on the actual bezel as well? No, I didn't. The dial, applied hour markers all round, as you'd expect at this price point. And they're very nice buttons with, they're kind of faceted. Even though they're baton shaped, they do have they come to a point on the majority of them, apart from 3, 9 and the double buttons at 12. But the rest come to a point, as you can see. Got a frame date at 6. Personally, I wish they'd stop putting frames on the date at 6. The date at 6 is perfect, obviously. But I'm not a fan of frames. I like a nice chamfered edge. All a frame does is cast a shadow over the actual date, especially on a white dial, for some reason. Really nice hands as well. I believe they're also diamond cut. And even under macro, these... I can't get too close, so this camera's going to have a hissy fit. But they are nice. Really nice. Minute hand goes right out to the minute track there. And the hour hand just on the inside of the actual marker. Which is what you want. Well, it's what I want. I like my watches to be nice and legible. Right, where am I? Oh, Lim. Right, BGW9 Grade A Swiss Super Luminova, obviously. Put a lume shot up so you could see it. Don't have any issues. Nice and evenly applied, well executed. No complaints. And the lume does last plenty length of time, in my opinion. It's good. I mean, it is Grade A, so you can't get any better quality of BGW9. That is the top tier. There is no X1 grade of BGW9. That's more than the C3, C1, blah, blah, blah. Anybody tells you different, they're talking like shite, they've not got a clue what they're talking about. Right, the bracelet is brushed and polished 316L stainless steel, solid links throughout, quick release. The infamous Nodus clasp system with on-the-fly adjustment. And it is one of the best in the business. Nice clasp, nice finishing, nice brushing. Brushing in the middle, signed obviously, polishing on the sides, double push button release. It's very nice. And you can see there the Nodus system. Just push that button and adjust it as you see fit. A good amount of adjustment as well, so that's good. Oh, I might show you the actual bracelet itself, the links. You can see there polished accents on the edges of the links, each link. It's very, very nice, and it's continuous the actual finishing of the case with the polished chamfer there, and obviously it continues throughout, and then it kind of continues with the clasp itself. It's all very nice. Screw pins for sizing, obviously. It's all good. Really nice quality as well when you're sizing it up. You can just tell straight away when you start sizing it. The screws come out really cleanly. They go back in really cleanly. It's what you want. High quality. Right. The crystal on this is a box sapphire. So the actual total thickness, what did I say it was? 11.2mm with a box sapphire, and that's everything included. So the watch is 10 point something. If you don't take the sapphire into consideration. But I like to measure the actual thickness, including the sapphire. 11.2mm. Wears on wrist. I'll show you a wrist shot actually. Right now. Wears great. My wrist size 6 3/4 inch, by the way. And even though the lug to lug is over 47, 47.3, it just It's weird. You can get measurements that are bigger and you think, oh no, I'm not going to wear that. But see, when you put it on wrist, they advertise this watch at a 40mm, but I actually think it wears more like a 39 maybe. But it's the overall. See, I'm starting to talk a lot of mince, but people that understand what I'm saying about the measurement isn't the full picture. It's how it wears on wrist is what the key is. And this wears kind of different to what you'd expect. I think it wears superbly. I really do. I'm a big fan of this watch. Right. Where was I? I've lost my place. Water resistance is also an impressive 300 metres. That is good. Very good. The case back, I'll show you that. It's solid with this Duality logo in the centre. Really smooth. I've been wearing it, so there will be like fingerprints and whatnot. Focus. Basic specs around the edge. Alright. And it's extremely comfortable on wrist, by the way. Extremely comfortable. I've done the crowns. Where to buy? Buy these direct from Nodus Watches. Warranty wise, 2 years. I mean, what's not to love, apart from the price? Especially if you're Scottish and a tight arse and you don't want to spend that kind of money. But to be honest with you, I've spent more than a watch. I've spent less than a watch. And even though this is expensive, it is worth it. You can get money off if you become a member of the Nodus group on Facebook. I'll put a link either on screen or in the description. And if you join them, you do get money off. But you won't get money off once it's been released. No. I don't think so anyway. I think you need to pre-order it. The pre-order time is just a couple of weeks. It's no months or anything stupid like that. That's another aspect to Nodus watches that I really like. There's no massive waiting periods. When you go to buy the watch, as I say, you get it pretty soon, which is great. That's what I don't like about pre-ordering from other companies, especially if the wait time is months. Even if it's just 2 months, sometimes you can go all the way up to like maybe 5 or 6 months. I don't want to wait that length of time because I might change my mind about the watch. You know, by the time that comes around and then the watch gets delivered, I'm not really sure about this. I ordered it months ago. I'm not sure if I like it anymore. I'm not keen on that. Anyway, this watch, the Duality 2. You might be wondering what the difference is between the first and the second. It's just a more complete package. I've not done my research because I don't have the original Duality anymore, so I can't compare, side by side or anything. But from what I remember and reading through my original review, this is just more a complete package, more refined, tighter tolerances, everything. I mean, it does have like the upgraded bracelet and the clasp and everything like that. And I think the lume's better as well. And just the overall build quality and finishing is much higher. Do I recommend it? Aye, of course I do. If if you've got $800 or less, if you're registered, blah blah blah, get one, or get one. Even if you find one of these nearly new or used, slightly used, like used, grab it. I really would. It's a fantastic watch, and hence why it's getting my Platinum Award, and it's also gone on my elite list. That will replace the original because it is a better watch. But no doubt, this watch will be on my elite list for years to come. Right, guys. Thanks very much for watching. Please like, share the video. That helps. And obviously subscribe to the channel. That helps more than anything. Right. I'll see you in the next video, guys. Toodles.